would you please raise your right hand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You solemnly swear that in this proceeding, the information and responses you submit will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. You may put your hand down.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Brown,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are charged with resisting arrest, which is a Class A misdemeanor. Before we go any further, I need to discuss several important constitutional rights and protections.
Yes, Your Honor.
The first one is the right to remain silent. That's a right that says that you don't have to make any kind of statement. You don't have to answer questions. You don't have to submit paperwork that has your signature, especially any papers wherein you admit or confess to wrongdoing. Do you understand you have those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to a jury trial. That is 6 people selected from a random pool by the state attorneys and by you and your attorney. Those people would hear the evidence and decide whether you're guilty or not if you chose to use a jury. Do you understand you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to confrontation of witnesses. That means that you and your attorney could question, cross-examine, or challenge any witness who would testify in your case. You understand you have that right?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
There is also a right called the right to appeal. That's after the process is over, you have the right to ask a higher court to review the official record, which is being prepared by our court reporter, Ms. Rivera. Review the official record and the evidence for whatever challenge you wanted to make. That's called the right to appeal. You have to follow certain timelines and certain particular paperwork. Do you understand you have the right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's also a right which you share with the state. That is the right to have this hearing or proceeding in the open public courtroom. Because of the COVID pandemic, we're not doing hearings in the open public courtroom. Instead, we're doing them by video conference, but you have the right to demand that this be done in the open public courtroom. And also this video conference is being broadcast on YouTube. Now, all those rights that we've just talked about, those rights you give up, you waive, you give them up if you decide to go through with a plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And now we're going to discuss all these matters. They're going to be, what we're doing now is verbally going through it and putting it on record. Then we're also going to submit into the record all the paperwork that's involved in this particular case, and they'll be repeating these rights 2 or 3 times. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review all these documents we're going to be looking at with your attorney, Ms. Settle?
I have, Your Honor, and I did review them with my attorney, Ms. Settle.
All right. Now, the first document we're showing you, and let's start off with this. At the very top, there's what I call identifying information. On all of these documents, with one exception, they'll have the case number, your name, the state of Texas versus John Gilbert Brown, and then most of them, with 2 exceptions, will have the state of the county court of law number 5, Bexar County, Texas. Now, the title of all these documents, they're going to be in bold print, all capitals. This one is state's consent to video conference. As I mentioned a while ago,
Yes, sir.
you have a right to have this in public courtroom, and that right, the state has the same right also. So they have signed a consent. Mr. Andrew Harris Edelman is the assistant district attorney that's in charge of this case, and he has signed the document wherein he agrees that we're going to do this by video conference and not in the open public courtroom. Did you review that and see it and understand it?
I have. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Your Honor, I have.
Now, this next document, again with identifying information, it's called a discovery acknowledgement. There's a law that the state of Texas has. It's called Article 39.14 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. You don't need to know the names of stuff, but what happens is it requires that the state provide to you the information and evidence, whether it's documents, papers, videos, I don't care what. They have to provide that access to you so that you and your attorney can have informed and intelligent basis for your decisions. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. That document is signed by your attorney and the state's attorney, both of them. They agree that the law 39.14 is being complied with. Then we have the next document. That one is called Defendant's Consent to Video Conference. We just talked about it, but here it is in writing. Did you review this and sign it?
I have, and I did sign it. Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Thank you. Then we have the next document is called Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. You notice at the top again, the repetition of the identifying information. It starts off with three separate sentences. The first one, you tell me that you do not need to have me read to you word for word the charging papers, the documents that charge you with resisting arrest, search, or transportation. Then in the second sentence, you tell me I know this is what I'm charged with. And then the third one, you tell me, in this case, and that's you here talking, I hereby enter a plea of nolo contendere to the following allegations: resist arrest, search, transportation. Now, the rest of this document substantially is divided into 15 numbered sections or divisions. Number one, what does it say, number one there?
I I understand I have the right to a jury, a
No, no,
right.
no, 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 number one, number one.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
I'm gonna have you do number two also, but number one.
It's so small. I'm so sorry, sir.
Okay, I'll read this one for you.
I got it. I understand the following to be the range of punishment as for the offense. In this case, check each that apply.
All right, and then you and your attorney checked one off. What does it say?
Class A, 0 to 4,000 fine and 0 days to 1 year in jail.
All right. Then number two is critically important. That one
Yes, sir.
talks about what?
I understand I have the right to a jury trial, a right to cross-examination of witness, and a right to remain silent. I freely and voluntarily give up those rights.
Now, as I said, that was number two. There's a total of 15 numbered ones. Number three talks about mental health. Have you ever had any mental health problems?
I have, yes, sir, Your Honor. Yes, sir. And I currently still am going through with it.
Okay, and what basically, without getting into a whole lot of information, what is going on?
Um, I was sexually abused when I was a child by immediate family. I lost my daughter to cancer, maybe about my 7-year-old daughter to cancer about a year ago, and my brother. I'm diagnosed with bipolar 1, PTSD, and major depression. I am currently a client at I'm currently a client at CHCS Paul Alizano Clinic.
Okay.
And I work with two case managers, a peer support and a case manager.
All right. So that means you're under medication for your mental health issues?
Yes, sir, I am, Your Honor.
All right. Now, do you believe that affects your ability to make any kind of choices or decision in this case?
No, sir.
You have an understanding of what we're doing?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Now, number four briefly says you're going to plead nolo contendere, and that you're doing that because after looking at all the facts and the evidence, you believe that that's the best thing for you to do?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Right. Have you ever participated, you yourself personally, in the sex offender registration program?
No, sir, Your Honor, not at all.
All right. And number six, it talks about several things, but of importance is you need to know and realize that you're making a deal with the state. And that deal, ultimately, as the judge, I have the authority to say yes or no. I have the responsibility to decide yes or no. Uh, if I decided that no, I don't accept your deal, or if I gave you a sentence within the proper range but heavier than what you agreed to, in either case, the law would allow you to start all over again. And nothing you've said up till now, anything that you've signed up till now would be used against you if you decided to start all over. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. Now, number 15, all the way through, that one says that I can order a risk and needs assessment. One of the things that's beautiful about our court system is that if I know, if I ask for it, I can get a study done, and perhaps there's things that I can order that can be helpful to you. Uh, are you sure you want to give up that right? You don't want a risk and needs assessment?
Yes, sir, I'm sure. Thank you, Your Honor.
You want to proceed?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. And you have reviewed that again with your attorney and you have signed it, right?
I have, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. This next document, this one is mine certification. This is where the title is Trial Court's Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. There's a stack of boxes vertically, and the fifth one is the one we're involved with. This is where I declare to you, I certify to you that this is a plea bargain case. And because that's a plea bargain, you do not have a right of appeal on this particular matter. Is that understood?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And you signed it?
I have. Yes, sir, Your Honor.
So did your attorney. Okay, thank you. Now we're reloading the computer.
Okay.
We're showing you now what's called a plea agreement. This
Yes, sir.
has the identifying information in this case is your name and the case number. It doesn't mention the court number. This one has uh, the first two boxes are check marked. By the way, where were you born? I forgot to ask you that.
San Antonio, Texas, Brady Green Hospital, sir.
Very good. Then you are a U.S. citizen, and
I am. Yeah.
this has already been marked. The first one, guess what? It talks about uh, the right to remain silent, among other things. And then the first two boxes are check marked. The second box says defendant is a U.S. citizen. Then the next section is defendant's acknowledgments, meaning you agree to that the following has happened. There's five boxes that are stacked vertically. Next to each one is a declaration regarding the right to appeal, the different rights, including the right of appeal. Did you check off each one, and is it true what you've said in each one?
It is, Your Honor.
Very good. All right. This section here says non-DWI allegations. This particular one, there's a whole bunch of different charges that are next to a box, and this one is checked off, says resist arrest, detention, or transportation. And it's check marked showing clearly that that's the resisting charge. To the charge of resisting arrest, search, or transportation, or detention. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
Judge, could we change that to no contest, please?
No contest, I'm sure.
It's already marked as nolo contendere, which is no contest. You understand that that's what you're pleading, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me make it real clear. A no contest plea in this court on this charge is considered a guilty plea. But there are specific things that are important for you to be aware of, and that's Ms. Settle is protecting you on those by having you plead nolo contendere. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, I'm ordering you to appear at the offices of County Court at Law Number 5 within 7 days. You need to go over there, and the offices are in the hallway behind the courtroom, County Court Number 5, and you need to have your thumbprint placed on specific documents. If you present yourself back there, the ladies there, the clerks will help you, and the bailiff will help you put your thumbprint on the proper documents as required by law. Okay?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. Now, based on your plea and the evidence, I find you guilty. And you are sentenced to 4 days Bexar County Jail, a fine of $0, zero costs. You are given credit for time served, time and money run concurrently. The court finds that you have satisfied that judgment. So on this particular charge, you owe nothing further to the state of Texas or to this court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That is our judgment, our decision. I didn't ask, but do you have children, sir?
I have two more. Yes, Your Honor. I have two other children. Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
How old was your child when you lost?
She was 7.
Okay. Well, that's even more painful. I lost my oldest son, but he was 49. We had him a long time and we enjoyed him. But even then, we
Sorry for your loss.
we
Yes,
feel
Your
the
Honor.
loss. Now imagine how you feel. Sir, stay out of trouble. You
I
have
will,
two,
Your Honor.
you have 2 other children that need you. And if anything, it's important that you give them good example, all right?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
You've not had a whole lot of luck in your life. Change it. Make it different.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
You and your family be blessed and be well.
You
Ms.
too, sir.
Settle, thank you for helping the gentleman.